A very happy day to my dear students. I, Angel Singh, welcome you all to the online English classes for today. Today, children, we are going to start with our chapter number 4 in your literature reader book. The title of your chapter is Galapagos Adventure. It is written by Charles Darwin. This story is about a scientist, a scholar, a person who went on a voyage to prove himself that he has some brilliant ideas that could change the entire thinking of the world. But he was very least accepted by the society or by the people, for which he wanted to find some inspiration and motivation. Children, we are going to learn from this story that we should never give up. Hard work is always the key to success. Let's proceed on with the story. So, we have the protagonist of the story, and he is Charles Darwin. He, along with his companion, Captain Robert Fitzroy, went on an expedition. The ship that they were sailing on was HMS Beagle. Darwin was rather failing an unmotivated medical scholar who needed some inspiration to get back to the world that listened to him with a wooden face. Which means that though people used to listen to him, but they didn't absorb or they didn't accepted his discoveries or his thoughts. So, in the beginning of his career, what kept pushing him was his curiosity to discover something new around him. This is what made him successful. This is what made him love his job, because he was curious to know about the things which have surrounded him. He always considered his best times were spent on his exploratory walks, where he would collect whatever he could find. So, even while he was walking in a leisurely way, he used to think, what new can I discover here? So, he was very alert. So, in 1931, Darwin and his group began his 5-year voyage. Voyage is a very long journey. Okay, very long journey which can include years, more than 5 years, more than 6 years. So, this is your voyage, a travel, with the little ambition for some groundbreaking scientific discoveries. After turning and surveying some of the coasts of South America, he chose Galapagos Island to be his first stoppage. Now, what was the reason that he chose this island? This island was very extraordinary. There were many species, the water was very crystal clear, it had white sand beaches, there were palm trees and lush green hills, and an incredible underwater life. These were the reasons that he chose Galapagos Island for his adventure. Now, when they entered there, they found some extraordinary fishes which were 2 to 3 feet long. So he, along with his friends, they put some fish nets in the water to catch those fishes. But to their surprise, those were not the fishes, but they were the clumsy lizards. And they termed those lizards as the imps of darkness. Now, here at this point of story, he wrote a letter where he wrote that it's just a matter of time, the Beagle will set its sail for the Galapagos Island. I am really looking forward to being somewhat near to England and also near the look of an active volcano. So these were his aims why he was going in that island. He has written this letter to his teacher and guide named J.S. Henslow. He wanted to inform him that he is going to the Galapagos Island, where he is also going to study the active volcano. Darwin had come to take a close look at the activated volcano, about which he had been studying for some time before coming here. So when he went further ahead to the Floriana Island, there he studied that activated volcano, and also they found some unusual species there. They found the large tortoises, which were of 6 to 7 feet in circumference. They were feeding on the cactus. They were moving at their own pace, and they were very unusual. And they seemed to be the most old fashioned animals among other inhabitants of the island. Now, in the next morning, the next stoppage for them was the Isabella Island, where they found large iguanas. And this place was full of this species. These iguanas were feasting on means they were eating the fishes and the little animals. Later it was found that they also ate algae, which was not something that they thought that iguana could eat. Since Beagle found no water on the northern islands, they headed towards the Santiago Island. So this was their fourth island on visit. Firstly, they visited Galapagos Island. Second, they went to Floriana Island. Third, they went to Isabella Island. And now this was their fourth stoppage, that is the Santiago Island, where the stream was very cold. There was enormous amount of water, and there were even large tortoises which were almost a yard long. They were very strong and good enough to carry 2 humans on them. And also, Darwin quoted that he didn't want it to mess up with these giant tortoises. Darwin found these islands to be home to so many species: fur seals, rays, tortoises, herbivorous lizards, iguanas, and 26 species of unusual native birds, among which 14 later became Darwin's finches. So, in the story, in this, where Darwin went in search for something new, he found the idea of endemic species a revolutionary discovery which would later become central to Darwin's arguments. Darwin had come to find some motivation, but after this visit, he had found such an inspiration that would later make him the most sought after scientist and revolutionary in the world. So, children, to work hard, to reach to the success, the only thing we need is motivation and inspiration. That we teachers can only guide you, but you are the one who need to find that inspiration for yourself in account to become successful. So I hope, children, you learned a lot many things through this lesson. Not only the scientific things, but also the motivation, but also the thought, the moral that only hard work can lead you to success. So, children, with these closing lines, I close this chapter. I hope you all understood the chapter. Please go through the exercises, read the chapter again and again, and we'll see you in the next Zoom class. God bless you, children. Thank you all.